coming. It's nice to see everybody. All right. So hopefully everybody's week's been good. Everybody doing all right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody comfortable?
Very.
Very comfortable. All right.
Getting there.
All right, guys. So I guess we'll just kind of go into what we were going to discuss this week. I thought we would kind of touch on parent guilt, mom guilt. We see it all the time on social media, even more so now than what there used to be. You hear more about it. So I kind of want to kind of see where y'all at and how you feel about that, because we all have kids here. Do you experience mom guilt? What does that look like for you? So anybody wants to kind of get started?
Yeah.
No, all right.
So yeah, I always so everybody knows I got a little girl, and I'm a single parent, and Stella doesn't have a father. Well, she has a father, but he's not involved. And I have mom guilt constantly, enough to where I actually have to be in therapy because of it. So
What do you have the guilt about more so?
mostly that I'm just not doing enough, or that she doesn't have this other parent, that she's missing out, I guess, is more so. And that I'm not doing enough towards, making sure she has a complete and whole childhood.
So the lack of her father figure being around, you worry not that there's an incompleteness there. Okay. Anybody else?
I feel that way too. Like with my two kids, I feel like I have to make up for their missing parent, and it eats me a lot. Like I think about it all the time, and even like I feel like, I'm more lenient with them sometimes when it comes to parenting, because I want to like give them extra love instead of like the authoritative relationship.
Do you feel like sometimes you change your behavior towards Stella, trying to make up for that
Oh, yeah.
inadequacy kind of with the other parent being around?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just going overboard more than I probably should.
So like
Spoiling
doting.
her. Yes.
Okay. How about you, Michaela? I know your situation's a little different. You have a spouse versus the other two. So how does that guilt play into that?
I think that with mine, it's a little bit more guilt that I'm not doing enough. Like where I work a lot, I don't have a lot of time to spend with the baby, and I feel like my husband's always just doing everything, and then I see all these other moms and they're just putting so much in, and I feel like I'm giving everything I can, but it's not. I don't know if I could do more. I'm just always so tired after work, and I just don't have the energy, and I feel kind of like I'm not doing enough.
Do you think it's do you feel like the outside world kind of telling you, I need to do more, I need to do more? Is it like information from your spouse, your family? What's kind of making you feel like you need to do more?
I don't think it's from my spouse. I think that he's very understanding that I work a lot.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's social media. I get on Instagram a lot, and then you see like all these posts from moms about their kids, and they're always with them, and they're
Like doing crazy, elaborate things all
Yes.
the time.
I can't
Yeah.
keep up with like the whole first year picture thing. I couldn't do it. Like we would miss the days. I would feel bad, and then it's just I want to do it. I want to do all these milestones. Like I missed his first steps, and I just feel like I'm missing everything.
Important aspect.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you feel like, from what I'm hearing, you're saying like social media is setting this high expectation that realistically we can't meet, right?
Oh yeah.
How about you,
Yeah.
Diane? You're kind of, I see you nodding. Do you have any input?
Yeah, well, I had a husband to help me raise them, but I think I felt guilty because I thought maybe I could give my kids more if I had a job.
Yeah.
They could have things like everybody else's
Yeah.
kids had, or, or maybe you just didn't do enough. I guess everybody feels like they never do enough.
That's true. I think we all struggle with that.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like I said, it's between society and just as a parent, as a mother, I think it's different from mothers and as fathers. I think you feel like, I need to do more, I need to do more.
Yeah.
How does that affect your relationship with your child, Michaela? I know we talked about, you said your husband's all the time kind of helping you and doing all, do you feel like this changes your relationship with your child? Like, do you dote more because you feel the guilt?
I do feel like there's a little bit of distance, not distance really, but like if the baby's crying, the baby wants his dad.
Yeah.
Because that's who's with him all the time, and I feel like I want to be there,
Yeah.
but I mean, the baby doesn't know why I'm gone all the time. You know, he doesn't know I'm at work. So, like, I guess as he gets older, it'll be easier. But just right now, it's just he's forming a closer bond with his dad. And, you know.
I hear you over here kind of agreeing. What do you have?
Yeah, well, my mother watches my child. I work full time and then I go home and it's like I'm working like the second shift job. But I feel sometimes like she loves my mom more, which I know is crazy.
Which is kind of like what Michaela
It's
is.
the same, like she's with her more than me, and it's just time in, and there's nothing we could do about it. But it just kind of is what it is, and you have to fight that thought, I guess. She doesn't really love her more. It's a different relationship, but you still have to take away the negative talk, or you're just not. It'll destroy you.
Yeah.
So that brings me to kind of ask. So when you have this guilt, you experience this guilt. How do you deal with that? How do you address it? Do you talk to a friend about it? Do you go to? I know we've talked about therapy before. I mean, how do you deal with that guilt?
Yeah, I do therapy. I've talked to a therapist. This is one of the very many things I went to therapy for, but it has helped because it makes you really have to reevaluate how you're talking to yourself, because mostly it's all about the self-talk, and you're doing it to yourself more than anybody else is.
Yeah.
I see you nodding and stuff.
Yeah, and I also love to surround myself with other mothers that understand my situation.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, like with Facebook groups and things, even though social media can be destructive, like sometimes there is someone there who understands my
Absolutely.
situation and can help out. So it's good to have a support system just with friends and people who understand my situation.
Do you feel like this guilt kind of affects your relationship with others? I know, like you have a spouse. Do you feel like this affects your relationship with your spouse any? As far as like the guilt about not being able to be around a lot, do you think that does anything between y'all's relationship?
I think that I'm thankful for everything he does, but also there's a little bit of resentment because I want to do that. You know, like I feel like that should be me, and you know, and not necessarily that I want the roles reversed because I like working and
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy what I do, but I think I feel a little bit jealous sometimes. Of,
Yeah.
but,
Wishing you could be there.
Yeah.
How about you girls? I know you have friends and stuff who are not parents. How does that affect that relationship?
It does. I mean, you don't want it to, but it does because you always will have that guilt playing along that you can't do certain things and you feel bad about it, and then it can cause a strain amongst friends. And that sucks because it's not. You don't need that. You don't want that. But
It's not a situation everybody understands. So you talked about going to therapy and such. So how can we reframe some of this guilt? Like you talk about working, that you feel guilty because you're never home.
Yeah.
How can we reframe that to make it like a more positive note, to kind of relieve some of that guilt? So
yeah.
you work, right?
Mhm.
So you're working to provide for your child.
Yeah.
You feel bad about it, but at the same time you're providing for your child, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's hard to see it that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just have to think, just look at your kid and try to take a step back and be like, they're happy, they're healthy, you're doing your job right, they're fine. You're putting more on yourself than you ever need to.
How about you, Michaela? I see you nodding over there.
I think, yeah, something I've been working on lately is like changing my thought process about that. Like, you know, I mean, what I'm doing is for the baby. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
needs a house, he needs electricity, he needs food. So like, it makes sense, but it's also like trying to like tell yourself, I shouldn't feel guilty for this. Like, it's just in my mind, and it's these expectations on social media, and like seeing other parents, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
How about you?
I think the same. Like I pour a lot of myself into my work and my kids, but then I feel guilty because I can never find the balance. So I'm just like telling myself that, I'm doing everything that I can and that it's for their greater good and they're going to benefit from it in the long run. That they do get to see me and spend all that time with me most of the week. So just thinking positively about that, even though, like I have to go to work, like it's for them. It's for their future.
So we're saying to kind of reframe it to whereas I'm doing this for them.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm missing something out, but I'm doing it for my child.
Yes.
Right? How about you, Diane? Comments? Okay. I know your kids are a little older. You get a
Yeah.
little different experience.
Yeah.
Whereas
didn't work, and anytime you raise children, it's hard. You always feel guilty.
Yeah, and you have a different experience than Brittany's that was worried about working and you were home with the kids. So that was a different experience too.
Yeah.
But look what you got to be part of, right?
Yeah.
You feel the
Blessing,
guilty. Yeah, you feel the guilt for maybe feeling like you could have done more, like provide financially. But you got to spend all that time with baby.
Yeah. It was a blessing, yeah. But I don't care what you do.
You're gonna feel
It's
good.
gonna- you feel better about it.
Everybody's like, yeah.
It's never good enough.
No.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I think that's part of being a mother, though.
Yeah.
That you think you don't do it good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that men don't understand that. Like, they don't have that responsibility.
No.
It's not the same.
It's not the same for them.
We discussed some ways of dealing with that guilt, like therapy. What's other ways we kind of deal with that?
I talk to God about it.
Faith is a big part of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking time for yourself to
Self-care. That's a
to
big one.
regroup
Yeah.
and you'll be better when you are pregnant.
Brittany's saying by taking care of ourselves, we're gonna be able to take care of our babies. That's
You'll be
true.
happier baby.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
I think setting boundaries, like learning that it's okay to say no to other things. You know, you don't have to, like taking time for yourself, like she had said, you don't have to like over push everything. Like it's okay to do what you need to do to get by.
We have to be okay to take care of them, right?
Yeah.
Alright, anything else y'all wanna discuss? Anything from maybe last week maybe you wanna bring back up or comments, concerns?
No.
Alright guys, well, this is a great discussion, great little meeting. Glad everybody got to come and I look forward to next week. If you think of anything when you're kinda sitting at home or something kinda comes up through the week, you know, come back, talk about it next week or if you need anything, reach out, just give me a holler. Alright,